Hello everyone. With the help of the Carturesti bookstore and the Pandora M publishing house, at today's MiniStory, I have the opportunity to talk to Alex Milway, the author but also the illustrator of the book Hotel Flamingo. Thank you, Alex. For me, this is the first time I have had such an opportunity to talk to a foreign author. I live in Bucharest, Romania. Where do you live?
I live in a place called St Leonard's on Sea, which is on the south coast of England, on the English Channel.
Oh, I will take this opportunity to say welcome to Romania.
Well, thank you for having me.
Have you ever been to Romania?
I haven't, but it looks absolutely beautiful. My nephew has a Romanian girlfriend, so they often send pictures and show me photos.
Cool. If you come, I would be happy to be your guide if you can get to Romania.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you.
I've prepared a few questions for you, but before that, I need to tell you something. Even though the book is for children younger than me, I want to tell you that I read it with great pleasure.
Oh, great.
I really liked it because I found in it a very good lesson about friendship, about fulfilling dreams, about determination, about the fact that if you really believe that you cannot only fulfill your dreams, but you can even change some rules. If I were to summarize in one sentence the conclusion of the book, it would be yes, it is possible. Look, because in addition to reading, I also like to make origami. I made 2 flamingo models.
Oh, wow, look at that. That's amazing.
And one more.
Oh, and that's a little stand to stand up. That's beautiful.
Yes. And now let's move on the questions. Because you challenge the readers to find the snails, it's my turn to challenge you to find answers to as many questions as there were snails in the book. Are you ready?
I am.
Who is Ariete? I saw the dedication. Can you tell us a few more words about it?
Yes, Ariete is my youngest child. She is now 9. And yeah, Ariete is pretty much what she's the main character in the book, really. I based the main character on her.
Oh.
I came into her bedroom one day and she was playing with all of her cuddly toys, putting them to bed, teaching them. And I thought that would be a really lovely idea for a story, to have a girl that's looking after all these creatures in a hotel. And Ariete is quite strong-willed and forceful, very much like Anna in the books. So she's very much based on her.
This is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Second question is at the same time a problem I faced. At the end of the book, the reader is asked if he has managed to find all 20 snails. Well, initially I found about 17, then I searched and I found 19. I searched again because I liked the challenge, and in the end, I found 21 snails. This made me think. So, in the end, how many snails are there?
I think there was 20 hidden, and then there's one at the end asking if you caught them all. I think. But it's very hard when you're making a book. And I thought I would challenge myself by putting all these little snails throughout. And you have to rely upon everybody to check it, all of the editors and the other people that work on it. So if any have got missed out, then that might well have happened, but I'm sure that there was 20 and maybe I put a little snail in. You never know. It's quite hard keeping control of them because all the pictures change, the words change, and you just got to make sure everything is in there all the way through the process of making the book. So it's a challenge for me as much as for you to find it, to make sure that there was 20 in there.
Yes. What about snails? What do they represent? Why did you challenge readers to look for them throughout the book?
Well, it's actually another thing that I did with Arietti. I used to read a lot to her, maybe not so much now, but we used to read an awful lot when she was younger. But we also liked books where you get to spot things, find things in the pictures. We used to look at a book a lot where we had to find ladybirds all through the book. And I thought it would be really lovely to include that in my book, just as an extra thing for readers to do, because I like hiding things in stories and stuff. So it felt like a nice extra puzzle to have snails. I picked snails. There's different creatures, different insects in all of the 4 books. And I just picked snails for this one because I don't know, it was just a little creature that looked really cute to draw.
You also respond me to another question: why snails and not other animals? I searched a bit on Google and I saw that in the world there are many hotels with this name, Hotel Flamingo. There are even in Romania. Have you ever stayed in one?
No, I've never stayed in one. I picked the name Hotel Flamingo. It came after the idea of the book, really. And I was looking for a creature that was really bright and colourful that I could name the hotel, something that would really stand out. And that's where, obviously, flamingos are weird, wonderful creatures, and they're really bright, colourful. And so I picked it because it was a really bright, colourful creature. And then I found, just like you, there were hotels called Hotel Flamingo in the world. And I actually sometimes have searches pop up through Google, sending me pictures of hotel flamingos around the world. And it always seems to be there's lots of people having fun, more fun than I'm ever having. I'm quite jealous of all these people I see in hotel flamingos. None of them have animals, though. That's the truth. None of them are as fun as my hotel flamingo.
Next question. I saw in the interview presentation picture that you have a black dog. What's his name?
Oh, I do have a dog called Aggie. I might be able to get her in a minute. If you would like to see Aggie, I will try and bring her in.
And what does flamingo symbolize? I mean, why a flamingo hotel and not a hotel, any other animal?
Well, this is a question. So I thought they were so colourful and interesting and just flamboyant. They feel like, I think, when you see a flamingo, they look like they're having a good time. You know, they look like they're dancing. They do lots of lovely dances and stuff. And I loved the sound of it. They seemed really positive and happy and just so bright. As you can see, sort of pinks and are really strong. I love it.
Is the book based on a true story or is it in entire fiction?
Oh, it's all fiction, really, but a lot of it was there's quite a few themes within the books, lots of ideas and things that I take from the real world, and possibly maybe in some of the other books there are definitely real world elements, because I even wrote a short story about the lockdown COVID we were having last year, because I wanted to know how the hotel would deal with COVID and the virus and stuff and see how they survived. So yeah, they have very similar issues to us humans, which I like to play out in the books.
What was the reason why Madame Le Pig had these characteristics? In other words, why is she the grumpy, angry, nervous character and not someone else?
Is that Madame Le Pig?
Yes.
Yes. So Madame Le Pig is based on my great-gran, and she was French and quite fiery. She had a lot of temper. Really interesting to be around. She was very much a lot of fun, but could be quite angry. and my grand sisters as well. They had quite a big family, lots of fiery sort of women. And as a young boy growing up, it was an eye opener. It was really wonderful to be a part of. Quite scary at times, but I loved it. A real energy about them. And so Madame Le Pig is based on members of my family, but also sort of celebrity chefs. And I think chefs and cooks particularly have a reputation for being quite full on, quite angry and demanding. So yeah, she's very much a mixture of my family and celebrity chefs. So she, as a chef, she needs to have quite a lot of anger and drive to get things done.
Oh, have you ever read a book written by a Romanian author?
No, this is something, no, I'd love to. I need to. There's so many things out there. We don't get very many translated books, although it is getting better now, but in English. So yes, you must give me some tips.
All the Romanian books are different by the other books, and they have a special thing.
Okay.
What is your favorite food? Actually, not from Madame Le Pig menu.
My favorite food? Gosh. Well, at the minute, I can't taste anything after having COVID.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All my smell has gone. My taste has gone. My favorite food I used to really like, I like pudding, cakes, curry. I love curry.
Me too.
What else do I like? Oh, I love bread. I love bread. So yeah, I love everything really. Food's great.
What is the hardest part about writing a book?
Oh, probably the hardest part is finishing it, getting to the end and feeling that it is completely done, because it can take an awfully long time and you sometimes don't quite have the energy to keep going. It takes quite a lot of drive and yeah, energy and time and patience, but you do get there in the end. But yes, that actually finishing it is hard, because ideas, I have a lot of ideas, so I can always write down an idea and think I can make a book, but actually seeing it through to the end is what takes the sort of all the energy and the effort.
I saw the addition to writing, you are also illustrating. How do you proceed? Do you write first and then illustrate, or vice versa?
Well, that's a really good question. You can probably see I've got lots of notebooks and
Yes.
sketchbooks. And so I do sometimes just spend, I don't think I've got anything at hand right here, but I spend some days just doodling, just drawing. And occasionally I'll draw a character and think, that's a great character, I must do something with that character. And other days I will have ideas and I'll start typing away and write. And then I'll have to try and create a character to fit how I imagine it. That's always a lot of fun. I think I work a bit of both. Some days illustration comes first, other days the words come first. They're both different challenges, I think, finding words to fit a picture and finding a picture to fit the words. It's a different challenge, which keeps it quite interesting. As an author, it's nice to have a thing to change, to do differently every week or so to keep you interested.
When you write a book, do you first build a story and then find the right title, or do you come up with an idea for the title and build a story around it?
That's a really good question as well. I think I have a lot of stories actually where the title did come first. A few of my books started with a title, and then probably about just as many didn't come with a title. Sometimes titles are very hard to find, and your publisher will want a different title to the one you want. And that's always really interesting. So yeah, it's a tricky one. That sometimes a name though comes straight into your brain, and you think that's it. That's brilliant. That's really great. So yeah.
So what was first at this book, Hotel Flamingo?
Do you know what that? It was. I just had it called Animal Hotel, and then I decided. We talked about picking the flamingo, and I searched for an animal. And then Hotel Flamingo turned up, and that just stuck beautifully. That was great. Everyone was really happy with that because it allowed me to have a bright pink logo on the cover, and everything about it is really bright. So yeah, there was no trouble with that one. One we had a trouble with was the fourth book. I don't know if these are out. Over here we called it Fabulous Feast, which is this one.
Oh.
So sometimes finding the names to go with because they're all called Hotel Flamingo, and then they have another title as well. And I've tried to keep them so that they all have similar. So there's Fabulous Feast, Carnival Caper, Holiday Heatwave. They all have the same letter in the two words, but it's not always so easy. So yes, Fabulous Feast was very difficult to come by. But when you find it and you think, yeah, you live with it for a while, you realize it works.
So you wrote other books than Hotel Flamingo?
Yes, there's four Hotel Flamingo books. I think they're actually I'm on my 18th book. And I've been writing since 2006. So quite a long time now, at least 15 years. So yeah, I'm always writing. I've got lots of books coming out.
So do you only write books for children, or do you write also for adults?
I've only written books for children, but for different age ranges. So my Pig Sticks books, I've got books for smaller children, and then slightly more novelty books for older children. I have actually just written my first adult book, which I'd never planned to do. So that was quite a nice challenge for me. I wanted to challenge myself. So I've written a murder mystery. So that'll be interesting. I don't know if anything will come of it, but it was a great experience to actually sit and try and write something for grown-ups.
But why children's book?
Why children's books, did you say, sorry?
Yes.
I love it, because I don't think I specifically write for children. I write things that I would like to read. So if that makes sense, I'm writing for myself. Maybe I still am feel very much like a child inside. So yeah, I don't write down I just write them as stories, really, that hopefully children will enjoy, but that I enjoy them, so that hopefully that's working. Yeah, that's making sense for me. If it works for me, then I'm happy.
Good. Have you ever thought about working at a hotel, or maybe why not even buy a small one, abandon it?
I see. I really like customer service. When I was younger, I used to work in a shop, and I would sell. I'd sell a number of things. I worked on children's books. I worked on music and computer games, and I really like helping people. So I actually think I would really like to work in a hotel. I'd be really good at looking after people. I cook a lot of food, so I could definitely make them food. I can make beds okay.
How do you pick the names of the characters?
Oh, that's really difficult. Sometimes it's much the same with the title of the book. Sometimes you'll have a name and then you'll have to make it fit. Other times you will keep trying to kind of find the right name and it will never come. I mean, Madame Le Pig, for example, it's just, I mean, that's a really simple name, but it works really well because it's quite official. She's Madame Le Pig. So that works really nicely. T-bear, in English, here is T-bear. I don't know how this works in Romanian, but T-bear just stands for teddy bear.
Oh, yes.
So that's quite a simple. Also, Ted was my granddad's name. So it's quite nice. There's another family link there. Yeah, it's tricky. It's really hard, but sometimes you find a name straight away, and it works beautifully. And other times you put it in the book you're writing, and you'll just leave it in there, and always thinking you'll change it, and then you ultimately just get used to it, and it sits there, and it becomes the name.
Public wants to see your dog. Can you?
Oh, I'll just give me a second. I'll see if I can find that. Is that here? Maggie, come on. Come on, little horse. Here she comes. There's Aggie.
Oh, I also have a dog. He's Kiko.
Oh, hello. Oh, Aggie is a miniature schnauzer, and she's very friendly. And she's got big sticky up ears like a rat. She's got big ears. Look.
Mine is very friendly too.
He
wants to get friends with everyone.
The Aggie is just like that. You can't walk past someone. Aggie will be always running off to see people, whether she knows them or not. Aren't you, Aggie?
What does an ordinary day in the life of a writer look like?
Oh, wow, that's good. So I wake up, I make my children breakfast, then we get them to school, and then I'll sit down and I'll normally write. I will sit and write. I'll sit and write, or I will draw, depending on what I'm doing that day. But I tend to just write. Yeah, I'm quite good at sitting down and getting on with work if I'm in the middle of something. I'm pretty good at actually working. So I try and do 1,000 words a day. Sometimes I will do 2,000-3,000 words a day.
So you don't have other jobs?
No, I do. Well, I illustrate the books as well.
Yes.
I used to work full time as well. So I was I used to live in London, and I used to commute into town, and I would do a lot of writing on the train going in. So I get up early and do writing. But right now, I'm lucky I can just sit and work on my books. And it's amazing what you can achieve if you do, sit and write all day long.
Next question. What is the most enjoyable thing about being a writer, but only the coolest?
Most enjoyable thing is, well, this is lovely, being able to talk to people. I really like, I like creating, making things. Because I just feel, books are so brilliant because you have complete control over them. If you were to work on a film or anything like that, theatre or something, there would be lots of people, everyone would have a say. But because it's my book, I get to say it looks like this. I get to draw the covers. I get to sort of pick the themes I want to write about. I get to sit and cuddle my doggy. I get to do sort of, just get to have nice things, don't we, Aggie? But that's the greatest thing. You have complete control over it, really. So it's a pretty pure idea of me in the books. You don't tend to know a lot about me. I think you can probably make out understand me a lot by reading my books, because there's a lot of me in them.
You made me curious about the other books about Hotel Flamingo.
Oh, great. Okay.
Do you remember a childhood story? What was it about? Who read it to you?
Oh, I've got a great book. I think it was around here. So I found when I was young, and I've still got it. So I would have had it when I was 4, maybe, or 5. My mum bought me a book, a picture book, and it was about a boy called Alex, which was great because it was about me, but it was about his messy room and how much junk was everywhere. And you can still see I'm still quite untidy. There's still bits but it was about him, how he never tidied up his room. And so mum would always read that to me. It was great. And it felt like it was about me because it was about a boy with a messy room. You've got a lovely tidy room, haven't you? It's very tidy. Yeah, so that was quite fun. And that really stuck with me. And it's great that I've still got it. So it's really nice that I've got this lovely memory with my mum and a link to sort of my first sort of reading, yeah.
Did you ever think to write a book about a dog?
About Aggie. Well, she's in one of the Hotel Flamingo books. I do. There's lots of bits, elements. I might have to find it. If you give me a second, I've put her in the front cover. She's on, or she's there somewhere. There she is. Let me find the. Oh, there we are.
Oh yes, she's Aggie, no?
Yeah, so there's Aggie. And there's some other characters. I put some friends' dogs in there as well. There are paintings. If you look all the way through the books, there are pictures in the backgrounds, paintings and things. And if I'm drawing a character in a painting or an animal in a painting, I will always try and base it on something real because it's really nice to put little things in there. There's my old dead cat. We used to have a lovely cat. He's in book 3, I think. A nice little sort of memorial to Milo.
And because I've found an extra snail, I think it's fair to ask you if you have any questions for me.
Oh, do you read a lot of English books? Because your English is amazing.
I prefer reading in Romanian, but I would enjoy to read an English book. I want to buy your other book in other books in English because in Romania it isn't appeared yet, and I want to read them in English.
I always think it's fascinating to see what changes. Sometimes character names change, sometimes the way they speak changes a little bit. I always think it's really wonderful. And it's always really surprising to me to see how people take my books and change them and make them better and alter them to suit. That's really wonderful.
Yes, this is what I wanted to say. So thank you for your answers, Alex. I'm glad I meet you. We are waiting for you in Romania. Good evening and happy holidays to all.
And to you. Thank you for having me.